Hello, friends, and welcome to Tuesday Night Paint Night. Thank you so much for coming out. Sorry, hang on. I had the monitor going off in my ears, and it was like slowing me down because it's like I'm hearing my voice on delay. So it's like in my head, it's all going slow. Anywho, hi. It's Tuesday night. We're doing our game, not our game night, our model painting night. We're continuing on with our Sister Repentia that we last painted in March of all times. It was such a long time ago. I feel like such a loser. Anywho, we're here. We're hanging out. Gen X Gen from TikTok. How are you? Thank you for coming to the stream and hanging out. I think I see a Heretic Scott in there as well. And of course, my lovely wife, Mrs. Menace, Jen. Everyone seems to be here. Everyone seems to be hanging out. We're just letting the streams load up a little bit more. But yeah, I'm happy to be back, more or less to a normal streaming schedule. I am going on a bit later, mostly because it takes a while for baby Menace to go to bed nowadays, but that's okay. We're here, we're hanging out, listening to some good tunes, sweating my balls off because it's kind of hot in this room, and there's no AC in this room, so when I move to my new office, that's going to be a lot of fun, but we're here. Anywho, let's get to our model painting. Our Sister of Battle here, our Sister Repentia. And let's get to the build cam. Ooh, build cam, so nice. So this is our lovely lady right here. I almost forgot where I sit. It's been so long. But yeah, this is who we're painting right here. Our Sister Repentia. Part of the Sisters of Battle of Warhammer 40K. If you've played the game, awesome. If not, that's okay. But she looks really good. We're going to be painting her. Actually, do I have any glue? I know like the light's not great, but this is a bunny that it's from one of my daughter's games that I need to glue back together. She broke a while ago. So we're going to do that. If I have super glue. If not, that's what we'll do our next stream.
Nice fucking model!
Thanks, babe. Always count on my wife to use the fun channel points. And if you want to use those fun channel points, you should come over to ZTwitch. Mostly because I don't know how to make those work in the other places. But let's wet our handy dandy bearded menace brush. I need super glue. I don't have super glue. I thought I had super glue. That's why I've been sitting here this whole time, but I have no super glue. But yeah, we have our handy dandy brush provided by Lethal Shadows. I love this place. They're not paying for the stream. They're not paying me. I just love the stuff that they produce. So let's take a look at our Sister of Battle right here. We have Gorilla Glue somewhere in the laundry room. I think that's what I've been using. That's the super glue that we don't have anymore. Alright, where did we leave off with her? I think I still got some metal bits I gotta paint. Because I got everything else. We use it for the piano bench. We did. Oh, that Gorilla Glue. I mean, I'll look for it tomorrow at some point when I'm... Oh yeah, in other news, friends. For those of you here live listening and those watching after the fact, I have an acting gig tomorrow. And that's pretty cool. I'm going to be in something. I've been keeping it close to the chest like for a while now. But yeah, I have an acting gig tomorrow. Orangutan glue. All right, what are we painting on you? I think we're going to do a little bit of cleanup at the most. It's not porn. I'm not doing a porn shoot. I wish I was doing a porn shoot tomorrow because that'd be a story to tell. So it looks like she has something in her dome piece. I gotta paint in there. I just don't know what. Do. All right. So I'm trying to think. We have some scar tissue we have to paint. I'm trying to see if I still need some of this metallic paint. I don't think so. Right now, it's just cleanup work. All right, so let's do some cleanup work. Let's get... What was I using for... I think Zandari dust? Yeah, it looks about right. Yeah, Zandari dust. All right. Let's mix up some Zandari dust. We'll do some quick cleanup work. And we will move on to other parts of the model. There we go. And just moving my chat windows everywhere so I can see stuff. All right. That looks pretty well mixed together. Let's just do a little bit more shaking in there. Shake, shake, shake. That's a problem taking forever to paint these models or taking breaks. It's like I forget sometimes what colors I was using to paint them. And it becomes an experiment of what I got. Okay, let's get some paint. We'll put some on our palette right here. For those that you can see full screen, I have my palette. One day I would like to do a painting stream where I'm here for so long I have to change out palettes. That'd be a very nice long ass painting stream. We'll see though. It'll happen someday, I'm sure it will. Probably when I have the new studio / our walk-in closet set up. Alright, cool. So we got that right there. Now, for those of you who have never painted a tabletop model, they are very fun and can be addictive. I've been kind of itching the past few weeks to get back into painting. I've been feeling like kind of like Tyrone Biggins. Come on, man. Come on, man. I gotta paint my models, man. Come on. And if you know who Tyrone Biggins is, say hell yeah. I know Mrs. Menace knows who I'm probably saying the wrong name because I'm a loser, but I know Mrs. Menace knows who Tyrone Biggins is. No, from I'm talking about Chappelle's show. Wasn't that the name of the crackhead, Tyrone Biggins? I thought it was, right? Watch me be completely fucking wrong. Tyrone was the crackhead that sold the white lady's house. Yeah, that was the crack. Tyrone Biggins was the crackhead from Chappelle's show, wasn't it? Was that his name? I could have sworn that was his name. Oh, Clayton Biggins was also in the Chappelle Show as the Black KKK guy. Got it. Okay. God, I really love this new camera. It's not a new camera, it's an old camera, but the camera I'm using right now for the models may be a 10-year-old camera. You can kind of see it. Dirtbag, what's going on? But it was a high-end camera 10 years ago for broadcast, so it looks kick-ass for a Twitch stream. And it does exactly what I want to do. I'll probably never get a new camera. Dirtbag, thank you for the follow. Don't worry about the emojis, man. But thank you for the follow on the TikTokies. Alright, so I think we're done with the cleanup on the tunic. Are they both Biggins? I don't know. Do you want to... Anyone want to look up if Tyrone Biggins and Clayton Biggins are related in the Chappelle Show? I'm curious now. Ooh. People are liking my post in Blue Sky. Awesome. That makes me happy. All the dust getting everywhere. I'm hoping... there we go. There's some cleanup. With the new setup as well, I won't be as cramped. At least in theory, I shouldn't be. Even though I'm not cramped right now, it's just... In theory, I should be a little bit better. I need to ask a fellow model painter what I'm doing wrong with my brushes sometimes. Because this is a fairly new brush. I mean, last time I used it was a couple months ago when I first started on the model. But in theory, there should be no issues with it. I've had it covered. Yet, here we are getting like these little strands of hair on it of the brush bristles. So that tells me I am definitely doing something wrong with it. Just don't know what. I got all these new sound bars going on in OBS. In my audio mixer. I have no idea what they do. I gotta figure that out. So, anyone else a streamer? Anyone else sad about Stream Elements closing down or possibly closing down? I'm pretty sure they're closing down. Everyone's pretty sure they're closing down. Oh, looks like Mrs. Man has figured it out. Clayton Bigsby is the Black KKK guy. Okay. And Tyrone Biggins is the crackhead. Well, I'm glad we figured that out. Hang on, let me ban this person. Yeah, those stupid bots. Well, I have one chatter. It's the chatter that matters, so. I'm not in porn yet. It's just a hospital scene. That's all it's going to be. It's not going to be a porn. There we go. Wearing chi-chis. They're not chi-chis. They're chanclas. Jesus titty fucking Christ. We call them chanclas in this house. Chanclas, chancletas. They're fucking chanclas. And I got a little bit on my model. That's fine. Tell everyone how ridiculously mad you get over sandals. Yes, because they're called chanclas. Everyone knows they're called chanclas. This is a universal truth. They are chanclas. In the words of Chris Tucker, you know this, man. Alright, so let's do the scar tissue. You can see it. She has like 2 scars on her legs. And a couple on her arms. And I think we got something on the dome piece. I don't know what that is, but I do want to paint it. The time she walked away from me, like you when you're 23. Hope you guys can hear the music okay. Yeah, if people in all chats can sound off and tell me how my sound is, that would be great. If you wanted an interracial marriage so badly, that's what you have to deal with. This. No. I just wanted better credit. The interracial marriage just came along with that. With that, I was just looking for better credit. Little did I know that it was a lateral move. It's like your race against Chi-Chis. They're chanclas. Jesus, did he fucking Christ. I will die on this hill. Okay, so scar tissue. Hang on. Stop it. I think my watch is trying to play music. No? Okay. So scar tissue is generally the same color as skin tone, but usually a little pinker, right? Give or take. I have one model I did scars on, and I don't think it came out too well. Yeah, her I did a couple. This one I did scars on. It didn't come out too well. I have another one I did scars on also that it came out like this one. They did not come out too well, the scars. You can see it like on the leg there. But yeah, scar tissue is usually the same color as the skin tone, but it's usually a little pinker. I mean, that one's a little better. All right, I'm just cleaning off some of them, seeing who I have left to paint. Not too many, which is good. I do feel like I've gotten a lot better since I've started painting these lovely ladies. That's the thing I hate about where I'm at with my level of model painting is that I'm at the level of model painting where if I start an army, the last one is going to look 10 times better than the newer one. So, God, I hate how shiny they look. Why are they so shiny? So I'm trying to work past that. No. Okay, let's get back to this lovely lady. All right. I need to ever so gently add red. Let's go with... I mean, they're all pretty dark shades. I don't think I have any pink I can work with either. And I don't want to do white. What are we thinking? Oh, hang on. I got a scar on my forehead. I can check out real quick to get a better idea. Yeah, it's generally like a little redder and pinker. All right. So let's go with vermilion. And we'll add the slightest amount of red. And hopefully that will make it, you know, look Gouda. But the slightest amount of red there. Perfect. Now the issue with color mixing is sometimes the amount of paint you need to make the shade you want is astronomical. So I don't like color mixing sometimes. Especially only for a smile. That looks pretty good. Ooh, that does look really nice actually. All right. Baby poop brown. Awesome. All right, I'm just mixing the color right now. Do I have anyone else with a similar skin tone I could use this on? Not right now. Okay, that's fine. Honestly, like this color is actually better, I think, as a skin tone than what I was originally going to use. All right. Hit. All right, so now we're ever so gently going to right on top. Okay. I honestly don't think it did much. I think I made it darker. Oh no, I'm wrong. It actually is me like scar tissue. All right, that looks good. Good job, David. I did not expect that to look as good as it does. Cool. I know what I'm doing sometimes. All right. All right, all right, all right. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. We got one on the calf. God, imagine getting a cut on your calf to the point where you get a scar. That must suck. All right, let's put a little in. Heretic Scott, you've been lurking this whole time. Welcome, brother. I really like how your workspace is looking. Sorry, I've been gone for a while. Just getting used to not even a new work schedule. Just work's been kind of funky. But I should be back more or less for good. I know they say it all the time, but now I kind of need to be back for good. It does look dope, man. I'm jelly. And you have like the airbrush space. Ugh, that looks cool. I've actually been looking at do what you can when you can is the way. That's true. That is true. Good point. I gotta say, this scar tissue came out looking a lot better than I thought it would. There we go. Perfect. Oop, I went a little bit too deep on that. That's okay. Any more scar tissue I got? I don't think it's scar tissue. I think it's like what's left over from the sprue when it was cut. But we'll work with it. It's funny, for Warhammer, in model kits they're called sprues, but for Gundam they're called runners. I don't know if they're ever been. I don't know if they're interchangeable. It might be. All right, so we got the scar tissue in there, and the scar tissue looks really fucking good. I'm really happy with how that came out, honestly. Alright, we still have a couple metal bits to play with. Yeah, a fair bit of time went into that extractor. It's dual fans and a lot of ducting in spaces I don't think I could fit into. Or didn't think I could fit into. I want to get into airbrushing so bad, I just don't have a space. I mean, I could technically make a space for it. I just, because where I'm going to be moving my new office to, it's going to be our walk-in closet. And I could technically attach the HVAC to the vent leading out of our bathroom. So I could technically do it. excuse me. I have been considering buying an airbrush, one of those wireless ones from Ashley Lethal Shadows, people that supplied me, this brush. Tested today and ran the stankiest, nasty stuff I could find through my airbrush. Nothing nice. Okay. Meow, 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 meow. Alright, so we still got some silver. I gotta do the piece in her arm and this thing around the legs. I'm pretty sure I'm making those silver. Yeah, I'm making those silver. So, let's get some silver out. I don't think I've been using Runefang steel, I think. Again, that's the problem with not being consistent, is you forget half the stuff you use sometimes. Alright. Let me go full screen. We'll shake up our Runefang steel. I've said it before and I'll say it again, like, I think model painting is the closest I'll ever be to being a tattoo artist. Angela, watching people paint these figurines is so relaxing. Well, I'm glad you're enjoying it. I find it very relaxing. If you have the right music and the right tunes and the right vibe, it's pretty dope. Excuse me. I keep on saying I'm not good at painting, but I appreciate those who are. You should try it. You never know. Like buying a box of model, I mean, nowadays stuff is super expensive, yes, but it's a quick $40, $50 investment that will last you a couple weeks, a month, 2 months, however long it takes you to paint a model or several models. It's not bad. And if you start with a bunch of models that look exactly the same, like these bad boys right here, my Imperial Guard, the first one will look crappy. By the time you get to like the 30th model, they'll look awesome. Definitely suggest giving it a try. If you can, if you want. Not saying you have to. I am just a man on the internet that tells ghost stories. I am not as think as you smart I am. Let's keep on shaking, get this more mixed up. There we go. Perfect. Depends, because I literally just mixed a color. Let me go to the build cam. So this is right here is a mix of this color and red. Now this color is what is used for her tunic. Her actual skin tone is skag brown, but you know, I mixed that for skin tone for the scar tissue that's on her leg and her calf. If you can see it right about there and on there. So it really depends on what I am working with. If it's something small, I'll mix colors. If it's something... Ooh, I'm really getting people liking stuff tonight. Nice. But if it's something big that I know I'll have to go back to and redo and fix, I'll use like standard colors. But I really do want to start mixing eventually to make my own colors. But, you know, sometimes, and I'll show you with Nacho here, the standard colors that I mix with it do look pretty, or don't even mix, just have on them, look pretty nice. He is nowhere near done And as you can see, the camera has to be adjusted for the exposure. But yeah, this is next on the list after I finish these lovely ladies I have here. Mr. Nacho. El Luchador. But yeah, that's Nacho. Oops. Alrighty, let's get that Runefang steel out here. But yeah, to answer your question, to babble even more, I mix colors when I need to, but not as often as I should. I'm sure if I mix colors, I'd probably have better control with stuff. Alright, let's put this right here. There's another painter I follow that has a camera like on his palette also. I thought of doing that. That might be kind of cool to do. Especially when I get my new setup all taken care of and ready to go. Excuse me. Did I really last paint her in March? I feel like it was much sooner than that. Oh, you're leaving me, Angela? That's okay. You have a good night. Hope you enjoyed watching the stream for a little bit. Hope to see you on another one. I'll be back on Thursday. Same Dave time, same Dave channel to do some Fallout. But have a good night. Thank you for coming out. And as always, be easy, stay frosty, and may the Force be with you. Peace. I swear sometimes I forget. I'm not saying I'm the best painter, but sometimes I'm like, man, I am pretty good. Because I'll get that little detail on the model I did not expect I'd be able to get. And all of a sudden it's like, boom, I got it. I think that's pretty cool. Sex and Candy, good song. Do, 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 do. But I really want to do airbrushing. I don't have the space for it. I want to try it with the wireless airbrush, since it won't make as much sound as like having a compressor right next to me. And as you guys know, I do a lot of this live, so I'd rather not, if I can't help it, have a compressor going off live on camera. but I don't technically have the space for it because I don't have a vent. But allegedly, with those wireless airbrushes, I know how to talk. With those wireless airbrushes, they don't make as much stink. I've heard, but I'm not sure how true that is. Carlos. Hola, Carlos. And Carlos is gone. All right, cool. Let me look at another model really quick. Second, you see what silver I've used on the what we've used on the actual sword itself. Okay. So we've used on the exhaust port, I guess we'll call it, and on the actual front. Cool, cool. All right. Do 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 do. Really? My headphones are dying right now? I mean, to be fair, I've had these headphones for quite some time. I bought them in 2020, so it doesn't surprise me the battery goes pretty quick, but they're still good, solid headphones. I don't think I'm ever going to switch to different ones. Were you asked? Yeah, so there's an airbrush I want to try from Lethal Shadows. It's like a wireless one. Heretic Scott. And George C. Scott. No, squirrel face, sorry. That's an inner side joke between my wife and I. Is it George C. Scott? I think I'm saying the wrong name. It's something don't believe in scroll face that we always say. Anywho. So Lethal Shadows, the guys who made this brush here, they have a wireless airbrush. And I want to try it because I don't have room for a compressor. And I'd rather not have a compressor going off while I am painting. Yep, lithium ion battery. So it looks like an airbrush. It has the thing, but it has like this massive like battery that plugs into the bottom, and you can like spray with it. Or you can attach like, almost like a regular airbrush. You can attach like one of those little tubes to it, to the battery, for the air to come out. It's pretty dope. But I've heard, and I don't know how true it is, that the battery power ones, because they're not as powerful, or because it's a different kind of paint you need, I don't know, that they don't cause as much fumes, which I don't believe. Because the company, these guys, Lethal Shadows, they make some pretty dope paints. Excuse me. However, you can use these paints in the airbrush. Some of them are thin enough. They're like non-toxic, no like fumes, and I love these paints. They're great. Okay, good. I just want to make sure that wasn't. I realized it wasn't closed properly all the way, and I don't know how long it was like that. But yeah, these guys are pretty thin, and you can put them in the airbrush without really too much thinner. So you don't need to buy specifically airbrush paint. You can use their paints they have stock with maybe a little bit of thinner, like airbrush thinner, to airbrush. That was a lot of talking. That was really hard to do, and I don't know why. But yeah, I want to get one. And I've heard other people tell me you don't need a ventilator to catch all the paint because you're spraying away from yourself. It should be fine. I've heard all these mixed things about airbrushing. I don't know which one is right. So yeah, just curious which one. What if that's the case? Because I really want to try airbrushing, especially for like the blending effects. I love to blend when I can. But I'd have to buy an army specifically for testing and fucking up. Which, whatever. That's how we all learn. I'll just buy like a cheap bunch of grots or something. Atomized paint is generally only a really hazard if you're working with solvent-based stuff. Water-based you can get away with just throwing a mask on or open window slightly. The only concern is overspray. In other words, mess can place you don't want mess. But particle output depends on a mix of PSI and needle size. Good to know. So maybe it is true. Is there an advantage to using solvent? Because if I am going to do this, I am going to be in an enclosed space, which means solvent will probably not be the healthiest thing for me to do. But is there an advantage with it, or not really? I was completely off screen for that. Not so much a question of advantage, more I want to do with your airbrush. Okay. Meow 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 meow. Meow 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 meow. Meow 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 meow. Mm-hmm. Solvent-based paints mostly exclusively have to be airbrushed because of their hot nature. If you try to brush paint something like metallic lacquer over primer, you'll get really weird coverage and often disturb the layers underneath and strip it. Really? Interesting. Interesting. Good to know. I did not. I'm sure there's way more to it than that. All right, I need a little bit more silver paint. Let me just mix it up real quick. Perfect. Do 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 do. All right, cool. All right, let's get back to you. Butterfly sugar, baby. Dana Juarez, and they're gone. The way they do the reverb on this song, it almost sounds like it's Mission Impossible. Mm-hmm. Zombies. There we go. Oh, hang on. I have to do stuff. There we go. Or else it's going to tell me I can't stream anymore on that platform. This is Dance Macabre. Yep, this is Dance Macabre. Good song. All right, perfect. And I know now. I can turn back the time. I'd be alright. How did it end like this? There's no way you kissed me. And it won't be the last time. Mm-hmm. Do 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 do. Cool. All right. No one moves ice but me. Today is a new... I knew I was getting old. Not when the music I grew up with started being on the oldie station or being considered classic rock. Because I've almost always exclusively listened to like classic rock in the oldie station. No. I knew I was getting old when I exclusively started listening to music from my youth and nothing really newer. Although, I have been pleasantly surprised. You know. Like Heretic. Have I ever asked you what kind of music you're into? I feel like he'd be a country guy, but not like contemporary country like Johnny Cash or Willie Nelson, you know. Rebellious country. You know, Smokey and the Bandit, flying down the road as fast as you can, outrunning the law. Typically, I do not like country. Yeah. Okay, I was totally wrong. What kind of music you into? Anyway? Well, you say typically, which means there's probably a couple you're like, yeah, I can get into this, yeah. I mean, I'm not a country guy either, but sometimes there's a song out here I'm like, you know what? I get it. I really need to find out because these weren't glossy when I painted them. Why they came out glossy? I feel like the Nuln Oil, if it stays for too long, it becomes glossy. Nice. I'm a big 80s hair metal fan myself. Excuse me, Jesus. 'Cause I'm a weirdo. And I loves the metals too. The metals, yeah. I don't belong here. I need to ask you, Scott. I'm afraid to ask this question because it might change the way I think about you. Are you a fan of Ice Nine Kills? Please answer truthfully. The silence is deafening. Okay, good. I can't stand Ice Nine Kills. So the best way I could describe them, they're melodicore, I guess. I don't know. I guess that's the best way I can describe Ice Nine Kills. But they sing mostly about horror movies and things, which you would think I'd be into because, you know, I love horror and all that stuff. But they suck. Like, I honestly think if they weren't singing about horror stuff, no one would ever listen to them. You know what I'm talking about? because there's nothing that makes him stand out. Honestly, I've listened to them a billion times. All their songs sound exactly the same. He uses the same melody in every single fucking song. I don't know why people like him. Granted, their live shows are amazing. It's like watching, performance art, which is dope. I love it. That's cool. But like, they're just. I'm trying to think of a good example of them. I'm not saying you should listen to them just to know who they are, but I feel like you need to share in my grief, at least for one song. I think their most recent one is called Twisting the Knife. It's first the Scream 7 soundtrack. Because of course they're on there. But yeah, it's like, and people that are fans of them bother me. Like my sister-in-law is a big fan of theirs, and it bothers me because generally my sister-in-law is into really cool shit, but she likes Ice Nine Kills, and it bothers me. Now, granted, I am a big fan of the band Ghost, and I know a lot of metalheads don't like Ghost because Ghost is very rock opera-ish, or I'm trying to think, glam rock in a way, or glam metal, whatever you want to call them. Like Ghost is very just, I guess, not metal for some people. And I understand they don't sound that way, but I like them a lot. I love their sound. They just sound different. You know what I mean? Like I said, they're very operatic, and I love that about Ghost. But also the songs, their subject matter is very like Satanism, devil worshipping kind of, like, I don't know, like they're not. I like them a lot, and I know a lot of metal fans don't because they don't like their sound, but I enjoy them, so I can see why people would like Ice Nine Kills. I understand fully, even though they're not what you would consider, I would consider metal, even though people do consider them metal. But they suck. Because again, if they weren't singing about their what's it called? Rabia. I love Rabia. Yeah, I love Rabia. I listened to his stuff before. Like, I've discovered him via, like most people, I discovered him because of Leapfrog Studios. What's his name? Shit. But like 10 years ago, they did a metal version of Africa. And he was on there, and he was fucking amazing. And from there, I had to follow him because he was so fucking good. Be right back real quick. I have to get my cable for my headphones. And we're back. So yeah, I love Rabia. Like, like sometimes I forget. My PC sounds like it's about to take off. Right, because it's really hot in here. But yeah, sometimes I forget that I have him in my playlist. And then he'll come on. I'm like, what's this? What's this cool sounding shit? And then I realize, oh, it's Rabia. As in Rob Chapman Dorje, founder and co-owner of Chapman Guitars. Really? Like, did he help design a couple. Like, hang on one second. I feel like my thing. It sounds like my computer's about to take off. Hang on. Be right back one more time. It's not terrible. My machine sounds like it's running louder than it really is. Robbie was just lead guitarist in Dorsey, but yeah, Rob Chapman was also in the band, which I thought was pretty cool. Okay, for some reason I thought he was part of the founding of Chapman Guitars. I misread that completely. I'm running off a lot of Monster right now, and I shouldn't be, because I should go to bed because I have an acting gig tomorrow. But here we are. All right, let me put my headphones back on. Okay. There we go. Now I think about it. With Stream Elements kind of closing, do I still have my sound effects? Hang on one second. I still have my emotes. So that's good. But hang on. Well, no. Mrs. Menace was just in here and she did sound, so. My favorite always being.
And his name is John Stamos! Everywhere you look, there's a heart, a hand to hold on to.
My favorite. Brandy Boo Mother, thank you for the likes. Just came in, liked, and bounced. That's funny. All right, let's get back to our painting. Where do we leave off? I think I need a little bit more metals. Not bad. We've been on for about 2 hours now, which is pretty good. The monster has steadily been helping me. Alright. I probably should have done the paint further this way because that's where all the moisture is being held. Oh yeah, Robbie was also a pretty significant pillar in Chapman Guitars as well. Aside from being a brand signature artist, he was also a core industrial. Okay, I figured he had something to do with it. Do 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 do. Did I paint the exhaust ports? I'm pretty sure I did. Let me check another one. I'm almost certain I painted the exhaust port. And yeah, I did to a degree. All right. So I don't know if you heard me before, Scott, but it doesn't surprise me that he decided to use reverse pointy headstocks used for the aggressive Ghost Fret V style and the 7-string standard range models, apparently. Jesus, titty fucking Christ. That's pretty cool. Yeah, it doesn't surprise me he was like a significant pillar, like you said before. Do you play, by chance? I'm curious now. Nice, and we'll just lightly, almost dry brush. I have a Cordoba. I feel like I should know that brand or style, but I do not. I'm not that well versed in the musical instrument area. My wife really is. Like, she's a genius when it comes to music. Okay. It's all about the details when painting these. A Spanish acoustic guitar made in Cordoba, Spain, funnily enough. Huh. Cool. Did I paint that back piece? I don't feel like I did. Let me see. I gotta find one that doesn't have stuff on it. No, I never painted the back piece. Okay. Do 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 do. I've always wanted to play a musical instrument. I just get like. So I talk about this with my wife all the time, and it's tougher now that I have a daughter. But it's like I feel like I should have played music or learned how to play, especially when I was younger. And there's a part of me that's like missing or incomplete because I never learned how to play music. Granted, I'm an adult. I can fucking go learn how to play the guitar or whatever. But it's just like, I don't know. It just... I think it's that I get like frustrated because... So one of the main things we talk about is... Oh, that's the song. Okay, I thought it was my daughter waking up. One of the things we talk about a lot is how most people don't are tone deaf or cannot hear a key change in a song. I've always been able to hear key changes since I was a kid, but I never knew what it was called. You know, I just know that I love music. I've always loved music. And when I start learning guitar or piano, specifically those two, when I play certain notes, I can hear the song it's from. You know what I mean? Or like what song could have used that note, because I recognize it. And I try to mimic the song that I know, and then I just lose it, and it gets me frustrated, and I kind of quit for a little bit. Now, for some reason, when it comes to painting models or drawing or sketching and whatnot, what I've noticed is I'm okay with fucking up, trying to make it look like what it looks like, just to learn a better, to learn it a little bit better later on. You know what I mean? You know what I'm trying to say? Like, it's easier for me to fuck this up or fuck up a drawing and start from scratch and just keep on going than it is with music for some reason. For music, it bothers me that I can hear the song, I can hear the note, I know exactly what song, which songs use this note or this fret, not fret, this what's it called, chord. You know, like I can hear it, but then it bothers me that I can't figure it out. You know what I mean? And that's always been my big thing with music. Whereas if I feel like if I learned how to play music since I was a little kid, I may not have had that issue, because I would know how to find the song I want to find or play the song I want to play. You know what I mean? Will I eventually learn how to play the guitar or piano and just in general learn to play music? I believe so. I hope so. You know, I have a daughter now, so I want her to learn some of the weird stuff I do. But, you know, her mother is really talented with music, so I'm hoping she'll learn that from her and learn how to sketch and draw from me. But it's like, I could hear the things in the song. I don't know. It's just, thank you for the understanding, Scott. I think you understand exactly what I'm trying to say. But, like, I can hear it. I can hear the tones. I can hear the chords. I can hear, like, the keys, the keychain. There's times where, like, we'll be listening to a song. I'm like, this sounds like another song that has almost the same melody, and I can find the melody and, like, all that stuff. Which is what bothers me, I guess, with back to Einstein Kills. They use the same fucking melody for every single fucking song. It's like they found their own version of Pachelbel's canon, and you know what I'm talking about. They found their own version or made their own version of Pachelbel's canon and use it for all their music. Because, like, the tone, like, their melody is very, of course I can't think about it when I'm listening to their song. But, like, Einstein Kills, it's the same melody, and it's like, da 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 da. Da 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 da. They pretty much use that in all their songs, every single one, and it annoys the shit out of me that so many people like them. But again, I'm no expert. I'm just a guy who paints models and tells ghost stories on the internet. That's what I do. Wanna take it on. Take it on. do. There we go. There's a nice flow I wanted. Oh, David, we moved off camera. I haven't painted in 2 months, so it's like I'm like messing up just slightly. Okay, so we have about 15 minutes, give or take, left of stream. So I kind of want to be done around midnight because I have to get up super early for my gig tomorrow, which I am very happy about. There's a pot. I think it's because painting minis is very granular, whereas with music it's all or nothing. In your case, you maybe have the complete picture of the song and the finished product. Painting, you don't necessarily know how it all comes together until you're halfway through or even near the end. Facts. That is absolutely true. I totally agree with that. Yeah, with painting or sketching, it's like I have an idea, but I don't know how it's going to turn out until I'm done. You know what I mean? So I totally agree with that. That's absolutely true. And you're right, with the music, it's like I know how it's supposed to sound at the end, and it bothers me that I can't figure it out. Like one thing is like I absolutely love karaoke. Like if you put enough booze in me, I'm motherfucking getting up there and doing some karaoke. And I've had people say, "Oh, you're a pretty decent singer." I'm like, "Am I? Or am I just good at copying the song?" You know what I mean? Because with painting a model or doing a sketch, an illustration, or even like an actual like painting, I have the skill set to create something original. You know, for instance, this guy here, there is no color code for this guy anywhere. He's a specialized model that the company made, and I painted him to how I think he should look like. So I gave him the classic, like, cheesy, like, wrestler colors, made him different shades of purple. I'm not done with him yet, but I have an idea what he's going to look like, and it's fine. So I can create what I need to create for that painting or for that model. And the same thing for the sketch. I can create what I need to create, you know, on the fly. But when it comes to music, I can copy a song really well in karaoke, but can I sing an original piece? Probably not. You know what I mean? Same thing with playing music. I can hear the song I want to play because I know what it's supposed to sound like, but can I make my own music? Probably not. But then again, I don't know. Maybe I can. I've never had the chance to. Maybe I can actually, you know, if given the chance, play the guitar or piano and write my own, like, piece of something. I don't know. Like, it's funny you say that because I have one of my best friends, Melissa. She's like the sister I should have had, and I went to school for graphic design, and I was a graphic designer for years, a lot of fucking years. And I kind of left it because it didn't give me that same feeling it used to give me. And the best way I can describe the feeling it gives me, and it's the reason why I went into tech support, is, do you ever solve a math problem, like a really difficult math problem, and you just get that feeling of, I guess, an endorphin rush or release of endorphins, I don't know what to call it, of like that, yeah, I figured this out. You know what I mean? It's the same feeling I get when I finish a model, when I finish a sketch. I just get like this feeling of getting it done. I don't know how to describe it, but it's an awesome feeling. And I get that with tech support. When I solve an issue, I get that feeling, and it's pretty cool. Where's it going with this? Shoot, I have no idea where I was going with it. I lost my train of thought. Alright, there is something on her dome piece. I just have no idea what it is. And I don't think I have another model that has anything similar. Alright, give me 2 seconds, guys. I have to look online.
Get that. Could you try again?
Shut up. I kind of do that same thing you described when hearing the chords. But there were a few times where I was learning a new song on guitar and stopped when I realized I'd heard the chord from another song. That happened enough for me to play Hotel California without learning how to play Hotel California. Nice. That's cool. I tried learning how to play Hotel California. I got far. I got pretty fucking far. Well, far for me, for someone who doesn't play. Oh, I know where I was going with it. I just want to make sure there's no ad playing so Heretic can hear me. Yep, there it is. Okay. I'm going to look up the Sisters of Battle really quick, because especially the Repentia, because there is something on this chick's forehead that I need to figure out. So I'm just seeing what I can find. Sisters of Battle. Sister Repentia. There we go. Images. People have made their own Sister Repentia. No shit. All right, Etsy. All right, hang on. I think I found what I'm looking for. Nope. Hang on. So what I'm doing right now, so for those of you just tuning in, I'm looking for a Sister Repentia model that has the same thing this one has. I just got to figure out what it is that she has on her head. She has like this weird like ignet or something. I just don't know what it is. Oh wait, I think I found it. Which is like a piece of like metal that's in there. Interesting. Okay. Got a 1-minute ad for an over-engineered garden hose. Hey, I didn't make it. That's not me, man. Except cookies. Alright, is this a high res? Of course the model I want to look at is all the way in the back. But yeah, it looks like a piece of metal like in the middle of her forehead from the looks of it. From not only this, but the illustration. So that's what we're going to go with. That's what I'm guessing that is. So let's get back to build cam. So now I remember what I was trying to say earlier. So, like I said, I cannot sing at all. I can do karaoke really well, but I don't think that's the same as singing. That is just me copying what I already know. Okay? However, that feeling I get when I complete a model or I complete an illustration, solve something in my tech support world, that feeling I get is the same feeling I get when I'm doing karaoke and I can like harmonize with someone in the song. Like there's plenty of times when my wife and I are driving around and we love music, and there'll be a particular song from the 90s that we both love that we'll sing together, and we kind of harmonize a little bit, and it feels awesome. Same feeling I get when I finish one of these motherfuckers or finish a drawing. So does that mean there is a musical talent in there somewhere? I don't know, because it gives me that same feeling. Like, I want to say no, but just want to make sure my mic is still working. Yeah, she basically has like a freaking thing like stamped in her head. I do not. I've heard of Dream Theater, but I have never listened to Dream Theater. Why? What is uppeth, my friends? Okay, I think I'm pretty much done with all the base painting. I think we're about ready for the Nuln oil, which I don't want to use, but we're going to use. But I think we're about ready for it. Alright, so I think we're pretty much done with the base. Let me just double check. Like everything seems to be where it needs to be. Cool, cool, cool. Jimmy. Alright, let's dry off our brush and we will. Okay. The same guys in Fume Theater were also Liquid Tension Experiment, like John Petrucci, Mark. Liquid Tension Experiment. That's new to me. I'm not going to pretend to know who that is. I apologize, brother. Dream Theater. I'll give him a listen. You're in the Discord. Whatever song you suggest. Hell, while we're at it, I'll throw in a shitty Iceland Kill song in there so you know what I'm talking about. I need to have like a cup of clear water that's like not used. I just have no room for it on my setup. But my new setup, whenever I move into the new office, hopefully soon, I'm gonna have a separate thing of water there, so I can wet the brush and like re-wet like certain stuff. Okay, let's dry this off. But let me just double check the model really quick while I dry the brush. They're individually very talented guys. Mark Portnoy is a legend prog metal drummer. Ooh. Do. All right, let me just clean off the brush really quick. We'll take a look at the model and see what, if anything, is left over to paint on the model. I don't think there's too much to paint for the base coat, but we're gonna see. Okay, so maybe a little bit of scar tissue on that dome piece. Maybe. Now that I know what it is. But everything else seems to be good. Ooh. Glob Glob 5, thank you for the like. The 3 likes, ooh. Yeah, people tend to love or hate the model painting nights, but thank you for the love. Mucho preciado. Helps get me out there and helps, Baby Menace get some food in her belly. And we all know you want to feed Baby Menace. Yeah, I don't think there's not much left to do on the model. Oh, of course I do. Yeah, yes, I love them both. I love Avenged Sevenfold and I love Twisted Sister. Why? What is up? Really? I didn't know that. So he started off on Twisted Sister, then he went to Avenged Sevenfold? Jeez. How lucky is Avenged Sevenfold to get like a legend from Twisted Sister? That's freaking cool. Actually, I do have water I can use on here. Let me clean this off a little better. There we go. And take water from here. Now this is all wet again. Perfect. All right. Oh, so he's not the original drummer. I saw that completely wrong. Got it. Okay. For some reason, I thought they got... I'm stupid. I thought they got the original drummer from Twisted Sister to be an Avenged Sevenfold. Got it. I mean, still, That is pretty kick-ass, not gonna lie. Alright, let's do this without messing up. So we almost got to dry brush the scar tissue around the dome piece. That's the little ignet she's got in her dome. You know what? Scar tissue is not the best idea. I think I wet it too much. It's going to be a little bit of dry brushing. I hope I don't mess up my brush, because it's like a brand new tip. But let's get some of our Skag Brown, whatever's left of it that's not dry. I really gotta wet some of these reservoirs. 10 more minutes to stream. I forgot, I went on a little later than 10 o'clock. Alright, now let's check it. Don't get alone like yesterday. Avenged Sevenfold. You know, funny, I'm not sure if I'm the only one, but when they originally came out, or when I originally heard their Backcountry song, I was not the biggest fan of them. I don't know why. Backcountry didn't, even though I love the guitar solo of Backcountry, I just didn't like his whole that annoyed me a little bit when it first came out. But then I heard, what's the name of the fucking song? I blame Guitar Hero too, because it was on Guitar Hero. I'm actually a big fan of Avenged Sevenfold in general. I think there's a vocalist I don't jam with at all. Not a big fan. Yeah, I wasn't a big fan of that. He's too nasally. I agree. I think he's a bit too nasally. But I wasn't a big fan of theirs until they released that song. It was on Guitar Hero 2. And she's a dwelling place for demons. Beast and a Harlot. That's the song. I really like Beast and the Harlot, and I'm like, they're not that terrible. And then I started finding more newer stuff, and I was like, they're not bad. But I know a lot of people who don't like Avenged Sevenfold, and I get it, you know. As I said, I wasn't a big fan of theirs when I first heard them, so it makes sense. Just cleaning up some of the skin pieces that have some metal spillover. Car alarm going off, cool. Don't wake my fucking daughter or someone will die. All right, I think we're almost wrapping it up. All right, cool. Oh, hang on, there's one more little piece I gotta get. And then we can call it quits. I'm just looking at it. Where'd it go? Right there. Do 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 do. All right. All right, I got all the little detail spots that had paint spiller. My go right now is porcupine tree, some Blackfield, Alpha Parsons, tool. Porcupine tree, Blackfield, Allen Parsons project, tool, pretty maids. Well, I recognize tool, so that's cool. And let me some tool. If you could drop some examples of them in the Discord, brother, I would really appreciate it. Because now I'm curious to hear what they sound like. I mean, I know tool. I mean, you know, Alan Parsons, like 70s, 80s rock stuff. I mean, I love me some 46 and 2. As I'm sure you do as well. So for those of you wondering what I'm doing right now, I'm just doing some quick cleanup work on any paint spillover. It's hard to see on camera, but there's parts of the model where paint spilled over when I was painting another piece of it. So I'm just cleaning up those pieces. So that way when I go over with the Nuln Oil to give it a shade, it looks a little bit better. Although I'm not a fan with how shiny the Nuln Oil is. Probably because like the bottle I was using is older, so I might just use a new bottle and a new brush to do that with. My shadow. Of course, I can't think of any lyrics right now for 46 and 2. Whatevers. Oops, I should not have done that. I should not have done that. I might stain my little thingy now. My shadow. 46 and 2 undone in me. Change is coming through my shadow. Oh my god, this skin. I've been picking my scab. Oh, did we lose connection? Of course we did. Oh god, I hate this thing. I think we're back. Okay, we're back. Nope, did we lose connection? Scott, do you still see me? I think we're... Whoa, I know I'm still on YouTube. TikTok, can you still see me? I think you guys can. There, I'm back. Okay. Fatima. Hello, Fatima. What was I saying? Oh, yeah. I would love to sing 46 at and 2 at karaoke. I've done sober. And sober can be kind of difficult. Because it really wants you to scream at certain parts. Especially when it gets at the end. Why can't we not be sober? And you're not supposed to scream it. You're supposed to sing it. But it makes you want to scream it. But sober is one of my favorites to sing at karaoke. I want to do 46 and 2, but I need to learn like the melody a bit better. You know what I mean? Because it's like they I guess progression. I don't know the term for it, but it's like they stop and go for like certain like parts of the song. You know what I mean? The I'm gonna have to listen to that now before I go to bed. Thank you, Scott. Alright, I think we are good. Alright. I think we're going to call it quits here, my friends. Thank you for hanging out, Sub Fooey. I'm not sure who you are, but thank you for hanging out this entire time in the chat. Means a lot, trust me. Let's go full screen. Full screen. Scott, thanks for hanging out, homie. Thanks for coming out. Like, I haven't been live in a long time, and you wanted to come out and hang out, so that's fucking dope. Thanks, man. But yeah, I should be back to a regular schedule. We're shooting for 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, it seems. If I can get on earlier, I'll try to get on earlier and stay on until whenever. It's just, sometimes it takes a while to put my daughter to bed. And, I want to spend time with my wife after my daughter goes to bed. But yeah, I think we're going to call it here, friends. But thank you for everyone to come out. Thank you for everyone for hanging out. You guys are all very awesome. But yeah, I'm going to clean up. I'm going to listen to some Tool, some 46 and 2. Oh, this poor little bunny keeps on staring at me with his little broken ear. I gotta fix him. I'll fix you, little bud. Don't worry. But yeah, friends, that is it for me. As always, be easy, stay frosty, and may the force be with you. Peace. Ciao.